Could you do the quadratic formula on those further 3 examples, please? And could you think about the number of solutions and maybe think about why they come out as they do?
Oh, it's b squared negative 4ac. If it's more than 1, then it's,
Okay.
It's more than 1. No, I think it's like...
If it's equal to 1 or less than 1 or something.
No, 0.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure though.
Okay, so if you go for the quadratic formula on all of them, I can do it relatively quickly. So let's go x equals 4 plus or minus the square root of.
Negative 4, b squared.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah.
And 4ac, which is negative 4.
Good.
12.
Over 2. Yeah, good, exactly. So when you tidy it up, you get x equals 4 plus or minus the square root of 12 over 2. So how many solutions are we expecting here? 2 solutions, right? There's 2 solutions here. Okay, so can you carry on? What will go here? Okay, so why?
Because the one like inside the shirt like equals to 0, so you only have like, because plus 0 and minus 0 are the same. So
Yeah, good. So if you notice this one, when I stick all the numbers in the correct place in the formula, I know I'm shortcutting several steps for the sake of time, but I get negative 6 plus or minus the square root of. Do you notice, well, 6 squared is 36, and 4 times 1 times 9 is also 36. So therefore, I'm taking the square root of nothing, all divided by 2, which means that actually, I'm not doing any plussing or minusing. I'm just simply taking negative 6 over 2. Does that make sense? And there's only one solution there. Okay, so there's one solution for this case. With this one, well, this is similar to the last one we just looked at, which is x equals, what do we get, negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 minus 4 times negative,
12, so it's 48.
yeah, did I mean to do that?
Yeah, it's 48 plus 48.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted that, didn't I?
Okay, negative 48.
Yeah, minus 48, all divided by 2, which comes out as negative 4 plus or minus the square root of, well, okay, negative 48 plus 16 is negative 32. Order 2. Exactly, so there's no solutions there. There's no real solutions there. So my question is, well, how can we identify how many solutions there are from the equation? What are we interested in?
like the number of solutions we expect. Like maybe
Square root.
Exactly. Yeah, good. So it's the square root. Does anybody know the special name for the square root? So the thing underneath the square root, in this case. It is. Does anybody know what it stands for? So this is what we're interested in, right? This is what we're interested in because this will tell us how many solutions there are. Do you notice that here, where there's 2 solutions, you're actually taking the square root of something that you can do? Okay, you can definitely calculate the square root of 12, which means that you're going to be plussing or minusing the square root of a number, which means you're going to end up with 2 solutions, right? Down here, with one solution, well, you're taking the square root of 0. That's nothing. So you're just doing negative 6 divided by 2. You're not doing any plussing or minusing. Okay, so there's only one solution that comes out here. And then when you're down here, you're trying to take the square root of a negative number, and you go, I don't know how to do that. Okay, so there's no real solutions that exist down there. So the key to kind of understand how many solutions there are is the thing underneath the square root you're understanding here. In fact, I don't even need to consider the square root, do I? I just need to consider the number underneath the square root. So I just need to consider this. Now you're right, Riley, this is called delta. Does anybody know what that delta stands for? It's, well, the delta is D, capital letter D in the Greek alphabet, and it's short for discriminant. Good. So basically, in each of these examples, all you need to think about is the discriminant. If you're not sure how many solutions there should be, or if the question says, how many solutions does this equation have? You don't have to do the full quadratic formula. All you have to do is think about what the discriminant says. Does that make sense? Right? So if there's 2 solutions, what's the condition on the discriminant? what does the discriminant have to be?
Must be bigger than 0.
Exactly, it must be positive, right? You notice 12, that's positive, it's got to be a positive number. So I'm saying b squared minus 4ac has to be positive. It has to be positive. Okay? All right, what about if there's one solution? What's the discriminant?
Equal to 0.
Good, it has to be 0. It's the only way you can get one solution. Okay? And if it's no real solutions, what's the condition on the discriminant?
Less than 0.
Good, well done. So it's got to be negative, right? Does that make sense? Yeah? So the discriminant is kind of a quick way of telling me how many solutions are you expecting. You don't have to go through and use the full quadratic formula. Is that okay?